Welcome to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy, wisdom, and healing, where we explore how energy shapes your life and how you can shift it to thrive in every area physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Each week, we'll dive into practical tools, real-world examples, and quantum energy perspectives to help you stay positive, navigate challenges, and reclaim your personal power. Whether you're dealing with stress, seeking balance, or curious about the energetic world around you, this is your space for insight, growth, and transformation.
If you've been feeling pulled in too many directions, like your energy is scattered, your focus is inconsistent, or you're juggling things that don't even feel like you, this episode is for you. Because April's Aries energy brings a strong surge of forward commitment, and that energy is powerful, but it's not meant to be wasted. Today, I'm going to help you make clear choices and create clean energy, so when Aries fire arrives, you're not spinning, you're moving. So let's do it. So hello, and welcome to Release Your Potential Now with Jane Phillips. I'm Jane, and I'm so happy that you're here. This episode 3 in our March series is In with the Lamb and Out with the Lion. The beginning of March is preparation, steady, grounded, intentional. April with Aries fire is ignition, forward motion, courage, and initiation. So today we're doing something that sounds simple, but changes everything. We're getting clear about what deserves your energy and what doesn't. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple way to sort your commitments, a body-based method to check alignment, and a quick courage filter you can use in real time. So why does discernment now matter? One of the biggest mistakes people make when they change is this. They try to move forward with the same cluttered energy that created the stuckness in the first place. And then April comes in with extra go Aries fire energy. It amplifies everything. If you're clear, it will amplify momentum. If you're scattered, it amplifies stress. So the beginning of March is where we do the quiet work of discernment, because discernment is what turns energy into progress. And here's the truth. You don't need more energy. You just need clearer direction. Before we go further, I want to connect the dots on the astrology driving this whole March theme, because it explains why this preparation matters. We enter Aries season at the spring equinox on March 20th. When the sun moves into Aries, Aries is a fire sign, and fire energy is about initiation, starting, choosing, acting, leading. It's bold and forward, and it's the match being struck. Aries season runs until around April 19th, when the sun enters Taurus, so basically through around April 20th, depending on where you are in the world. So March is our runway. March is the lamb, because once Aries begins, momentum speeds up. And here's the key. Fire is amazing when it has a target. Fire is exhausting when it's scattered. And that's why today's focus, clear choices and clean energy, is not just personal growth talk. It's practical preparation. If you aim Aries fire well, you get courage and progress. If you don't, it can turn into urgency, overload, and starting too many things at once. So we're getting clear now on purpose, so Aries season becomes fuel, not friction. So let's talk about what scattered energy actually costs you, because it's not just annoying, it's expensive. And scattered energy often looks like saying yes when you mean no, or keeping maybe obligations open for months, or having 12 unfinished projects, or taking an emotional responsibility for other people, or trying to make everything work at once. And the cost is mental fatigue, emotional burnout, self-doubt, procrastination, and a constant low-grade sense that you're behind. So if we want April to be empowering, March needs to be clarifying. This episode is about clearing choices so energy becomes clean. So I'm going to give you a simple framework you can use today. And so grab a piece of paper if you can, or if you're can't do it now, listen on the replay too, so that you can do this and pause it when you need to. So we're sorting your commitments into 3 buckets. And we did this in an earlier podcast in a slightly different way than this, but it's just a good reminder for you. So your 3 categories are your yes. A true yes feels like this matters, this is mine, this supports who I'm becoming, and even if it's work, even if it's stretching, there's a clean feeling behind it. Your second list is bucket number 2 is not now. It's a good thing. The timing's just wrong. And so you can put it aside until the timing feels right. And this is the later bucket. This might be just a great idea, but not the season for it. And not now protects your yes from being diluted. So you can focus on what's most important and actually achieve it. So not now is not rejection. It's just wisdom on your part that there's a better timing for it. And bucket number 3 is your no. It's draining, it's guilt-based, it's outdated. These are the obligations that are not aligned. Things you agreed to out of guilt, things you're doing to prove yourself, or things that keep you entangled in your old identity, or possibly commitments that cost you too much peace. And here's the key: a clean no creates clear energy. A messy yes creates messy energy. So the question isn't, can I do it? The question is, should my energy be going there? So that's something to ponder. Can I do it? Maybe yes, but should your energy be going there? So I want to take a minute here to do a little body check, because most of us are in our heads all the time and we're trying to figure out things from our mental space. And whether you're an intuitive, as I am, and a psychic, and you tap into your subconscious on the regular basis or not, it's sometimes good to check with our body, because our body kind of knows what would be best. So sometimes we say yes to something because it sounds right in our head, but our body is saying something else. So here's your clean energy check. And we've done this a similar way in other podcasts in March. But does my body expand or contract? Do I feel like I can breathe better? It's a yes. It feels really supportive. And when you think of this commitment that you want and your list. So expansion might feel like your breathing opens. Your breathing is easier. Your shoulders maybe soften. You feel more uplifted. Your energy feels uplifted. And you get a sense of yes. It just feels like, yeah, this is the thing to do. Contraction might feel differently. It might feel the opposite. All of a sudden, your chest tightens up. Your stomach feels heavy. You're anxious. You might feel your jaw clenching. You might feel fogginess or maybe dread, or might have too much sense of urgency or pressure or resentment that you have to do something. So the question, are you feeling energized with your choices, or is it anxiety? And anxiety feels like, I have to do this or else. There's a lot of pressure with that. Or if I don't do this, they'll be mad. Somebody will have a judgment for you. Or if I stop, I'll fall behind. And you haven't really looked at whether these are commitments that you need to keep because they're fulfilling and moving you forward or not. So being energetic feels clear for you. It's going to feel aligned. And you're going to feel like this matters. What I'm going to do next really makes a difference for me and possibly, importantly, for others, whatever you're doing. So sometimes your task that you're trying to do isn't the problem. It's what's attached to it is the problem. So if there's fear or shame or old grief or people pleasing, that's one of mine, around the commitment, your energy won't be clear and clean. Your discernment, your mental process won't be clear and clean either. And March is when we clean it. Because April, with April's fire, Aries fire, doesn't need you perfect. April needs you clear. So I want to give you an example of just so you can think about this as a story from me. So a real life example of one of the brave first steps you might take when we talk further here is I had a task hanging over my head. I was getting reestablished in New Mexico, and I needed to be able to file my, we have sales tax on businesses and services. And so I needed to get reestablished with my gross receipts tax. But it had been 2.5 years since I moved to Oregon. When I moved to Oregon and I was away, and I'm in New Mexico now again. And so I was procrastinating about it, but I was pretty anxious about how I was going to get reestablished because I went online and I thought, oh, I can just pick up and fill out some forms, and it didn't work. I couldn't do it. So I was getting terrified that I might set things up wrong. And so I was avoiding it for a couple months. But then I decided, well, I have to deal with this because of this fire energy coming up. So I made myself set an appointment with the Tax and Revenue Department in Santa Fe, nervously went in, was trying to figure out all the pieces, and I sat down with a tax person. It was not crowded. We had a fire drill in the middle of it, so I had to leave in the middle of it, and I thought, oh, this isn't helping my anxiety. But I came back in, and the person that helped me was super kind, and we talked for half an hour, and she reinstated me, handed me a form that says I'm all ready to go. And I walked out way relieved. But then I went online to start filing my taxes for the month of December because I was behind. We're now in March. And I used to be able to remove any taxable sales tax income that was in a different state or a different country with a code, and the code was not there. I couldn't find the code I used to use. So then I panicked and I thought, oh, I don't want to pay sales tax on business that I've done in Spain, which I did last year. So I was really nervous and thinking worst case, and how am I going to do this? And one of the things that happens when you're filing gross receipts tax things monthly, which I do, you're also putting your whole revenue in for the year. So when at the end of the year is there, you know exactly what you've told the state that you have made in income. And I wanted to be able to do that. And so I talked to my bookkeeper, and she wasn't really sure. She gave me an idea. It didn't feel quite right. And then I was doing the worst case scenario because I had a good year. I thought, oh my God, no. So I went back and got to meet with the same person. And in 15 minutes, she said, yeah, there isn't a code for when you have things in other states or other countries. So you just, it's a little bit more of an honor system. And you say, this is what is not taxable gross receipts wise. It'll still be taxable for the state tax. So now I have all the pressure that was really taking up space in my head went away when I was able to find out exactly how I have to do it. I've been busy. I haven't filed it quite yet, but I have all the data that I need now to be able to do this. So I just offer, if you've got something that's really in your way before this April and Aries fire hits, This is the time to take care of it. Even though it might seem really bumpy in the United States right now with the government and other things, this is still a calmer time. It's gonna be a pretty fiery year. So I'm encouraging you, it might not be taxes, it might be somebody you haven't tried to resolve an issue with. So think about what's really holding you back that will have to be done, and make some steps to take care of that first. The idea we talked earlier of the idea of making your priorities and putting first things first, and you might have one of those. You might have several, but if you have several, pick one, just one, and get that done first. Finish that piece. I'd like to have you take a little bit of a slow check of your body, of these things that you've written down. You might not be sure where to start. So you've got some support. Your body will give you some clues. So think about your commitment that you want to do, and then ask it. Is it a yes? Is it a not now, meaning you'll do it at some point, but it's not now? Or is it basically a no? It's something that you can take off your list. And don't overthink it. Kind of let your body tell you what's going on. Let your first answer hit. There's not, all right, don't argue with yourself. If you get an idea, it's your intuition. And just go with that for now. And does your body expand and feel really like, yeah, we're going to do this? It might be you're afraid the way I was with the tax thing, but it's letting you know if it contracts, it could be something you still need to do, but you're afraid. So take a look and say, even with this contraction, is this something that if I remove it, my stress goes down? And then next ask, once you have this one thing dealt with, just one, you're not doing all of them at once, you're going to go, what is the cleanest next step? Is it something that you're going to schedule? Or is it something you can pause and not work on? Or you're going to let it go. It might be something that you've committed to, but really isn't serving you anymore, and you're going to release it. Figure out how to do that, even if there's some fear around it. Or you might need to ask for some support around what's going on. What's the cleanest way to move forward? And then whatever you decide to do, you're going to close the loop. You're going to finish it. You're going to release it if you need to. You're going to set an appointment to get things going the way I did with my taxes. And finally, to the universe, you're going to say, I'm choosing to clean my energy up. And breathe in one more time. And if you want to, you can come back to this podcast and pause it and use this exercise to help you move forward. So at this point, I want to just do a little pitch or commercial break, because a lot of times we can do things on our own, and sometimes we need a little boost. And I am a certified medical intuitive, and I do body code, which is practitioner. I'm certified there. And what it allows me to do is work with a client in a fairly short period of time to say, what's holding you back? You know, what do you believe is true? And I can, through quantum energy practices, pull that thought out of you, that languaging, so it's no longer affecting you, and it gives you better discernment. So if you need an extra boost, you can go to janecphillips.com, and from that place, you can book a 20-minute consult with me, or you could book a full session. So you can figure out if I would be a good fit for you. So I've got a challenge for you for this coming week. So take a piece of paper when you have a moment and just list the top 10 things currently pulling on your energy. Just list 10. You might have a whole bunch, but you might have 10 to-do things that are all feel equal. But then write them down and sort them. Are they a yes, you really need to do it? Are they a not now? Important, but not urgent, and can be, maybe the timing's just not quite right. and maybe they're a no. And choose one of those 10 things that you can clean up immediately. So you can close the loop, you can start working on it, you can set a boundary, which is you decide that it's important, or maybe you set a boundary with somebody that you're not going to let them interrupt you. You're going to do something to clean the energy. You might reschedule something into not now. It felt urgent and still is, and it keeps showing up every day in your to-do list, which happens with me quite frequently. But I keep putting it on until the timing's right. But you may just choose it into a not now category that you can keep track of until the timing's right. Or there might be something, even if it's a little difficult to release it, but put it on the no list and then ask for guidance in clarity on how, if it's really difficult to remove, that you might hurt someone's feelings or whatever, but your energy is really important. So be able to say no with kindness, and remind yourself as you're going through this year, clear choices create clean energy, and clean energy creates momentum for you. So this is how we're going to prepare for the April's fire. This is Lamb energy discernment. It's steady preparation, quiet power, and it matters because once we move into Aries season on March 20th, the fire energy builds, it wants action. And I don't want you, as a listener here, to go into overwhelm. I want you to be able to see that you're moving forward. And I had a friend talk to me the other day, and he said, I listened to your last podcast, but I don't know what my forward movement is toward yet. And I would tell each of you, clearing out the things that are getting in your way of forward movement will help you have the discernment about what's next. It might not be some big lofty goal. It might be small, but each week when you pay attention to what's important and handle that first, you will be moving forward for the rest of the year. You won't be trying to play catch up in September. You won't feel overwhelmed so much in Aries because you've practiced letting go of things that don't serve you or moving them into a later category. So we'll keep building your runway this month so April's fire becomes fuel, clear, clean, and directed. And we'll talk about how to declutter your environment even further to support you on your journey. I'm Jane Phillips, and this is Release Your Potential Now with Jane. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and keep making space for your light. Thank you.
You've been listening to Release Your Potential Now with Jane, your weekly dose of energy wisdom and healing. Tune in on Transformation Talk Radio to unlock the power of energy healing and transform your life one insight at a time. Share this episode with a friend who's feeling stuck and might benefit from a little extra support on their journey. Together, we can create a ripple effect of healing and positivity, empowering individuals to live healthier, more joyful lives. Are you ready to gain control of your life and health? Then visit janecphillips.com to book a session, join a workshop, or explore how energy wisdom can help you heal and thrive.